What's up, everybody? Welcome back to an all-new episode of Conflicts. Today we'll be reviewing these here are the coolest looking lightsabers currently on the market, allowing you to go ahead and customize them to the full extent. I mean, not just the body panels, you can go ahead and customize even the color, the sound, and even more. By simply clicking on just like this, you can go ahead and choose a variety of colors on a spin wheel. So it's actually pretty cool. Now, in this episode here, we'll be unboxing it, trying it out, and seeing exactly what it's all about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's do this. Alright, so this is the box that we got. Now this here is two of the master packs. We have the silver and the black. So essentially it is the master grand pack. So let's go ahead and open this thing up next and see what's on the inside. And then we got ourselves two. Go and just take a look at one for right now. So this is the packaging that we get. So you have this cool looking design concept. It says Kyberlight. Look at that. That is a work of art. So we have our saber. We have a variety of different accessories. So first thoughts, definitely a good, durable, strong piece of plastic. So that's kind of excited to see how this all plays out. Now we have our customizing port. So we have our handle pieces here. So this is actually pretty cool. So it's like a red aluminum with a lot of different housings in terms of like ports goes. You got your simple matte black. And then you have this gold casing as well. So based on your personal preference, of course. And then you have our main handlebar. So this here kind of is the brains of the operation. So this will house our buttons, so we can go ahead and toggle this. Whoa! All right. So right off the back, definitely has a good amount of weight. Now you do house your buttons right over here. You have a charge port, and then you have this almost like a subwoofer speaker on the bottom. So it does give you a nice terms of feedback, in terms of bass when you actually swing. So it should be kind of interesting to see. You do have a light right there in the front, so when you turn it on, it'll go ahead and shine through the saber. Now we have more accessories as we're kind of going about. So you have these different panels over here. Let's look at that. Oh wow, so you can see the way they machine this. It is really, really high quality. So it's not your standard piece of metal where you can actually kind of see the brushed aluminum or kind of how it looks like in terms of it being polished. This is actually a really high grade quality material. As we kind of move about, we have our bottom panel. We have some other pieces for the bottom as well, so you can go ahead and customize that. And then we have ourselves some screws. We have our charger. And I believe we have ourselves a toolkit to go ahead and essentially install it as well. So I think the next thing we're gonna do is gonna go ahead and scan this QR code and see exactly what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my camera here and pull on this QR code just like this. And we'll go ahead and automatically open up the website for our instruction or user manual. And it says, looks like it's a playlist for YouTube. So you can go ahead and watch this. Kind of tells you how to go ahead and use it and how to go ahead and customize it. And essentially, it's a tutorial video. All right, so now that we kind of have an idea of it, so we have our ways to go ahead and customize it. So we have a few different variations. So this here is our main housing. We have our end cap here. Now the end cap will kind of screw into it just like this. So to protect the speaker. Again, you have a few different variations that you can essentially use based on your personal preference, of course. And then from there we have ourselves a sleeve, which we'll go ahead and just kind of slide into place just like this. And now the way you install it is quite simple. You have these screws. And now what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and install our top portion. You can go this way. You can choose this one right over here. So I think we'll just go ahead and go with this one right over here just because it kind of looks cool. So this is me just trying it out without any prior knowledge. So I'm gonna hit this on button here. So cool. All right, and then this here's gonna be our black version, so you do get the two different variations between the colors. So you do get a few different attachments or accessories. For instance, you know, you don't have the same exact casings as the other one, but this one here actually definitely gives it a unique spin-off. So based on what your preference is, wow, it's up to you. Look at that, that is actually pretty cool too. So let's go ahead and build one here and see how this one comes out. You know, you have this amazing looking piece right over here, and I would have to say, compared to the silver one, kind of up to you on what you like. There you go. And you'll notice the sounds. That's because it has a sensor built into this, knowing whenever you move it, it'll make a sound based off of that. So this is called a smooth swing. Ooh, and the moment you hit something, it flashes on flash. So literally, anytime it hits something, it'll go and flash. Now, it also has a blaster mode, and then has a lockup mode. So for instance, if you hit something, obviously you want it to constantly make that effect, so you just hit it and hold the button. That is pretty wicked. Now you can go ahead and customize it the way you like it. So obviously you can customize the physical appearance, but you can also customize the color. So you just go ahead and triple click the top button right here. There you go. And now it's literally a color wheel. All you gotta do is rotate it, and you can go through all the different colors. That is pretty cool, huh? So once you find a color you like this, you just go ahead and select it. There you go. And now we've selected our new color. So you can see that it's actually pretty cool. Obviously there's no room here, but you see what I'm saying. Woo. Now if I turn it off by simply holding the power button, it'll turn off just like that. And then what I could do is I can go ahead and change the effect. I can do a dark effect or like a light effect. These are presets, or the sounds, I guess you could say. There you go. Now we select our new mode. This is like a light mode. So it's got that like pulsating effect, which is really cool too. That's so cool. And you want to turn it off by simply holding the power button. It fades off. So you just go hold the bottom button here, I'll tell you the battery life.
31%.
So it's 31% battery life. And then there's a charge port right over here, so just go ahead and connect it to the wall. And you can even go ahead and put a 5% life, and then go ahead and display it as a wall piece, which is always cool too. So yeah, let's go ahead and put it to the test next and see what this thing can do. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and try this out. I got my brother over here, the Con Life. Check out his channel down below, fighting against me. And we're just gonna go ahead and try this out. You ready? Alright, let's do this. And with that being said, thank you again for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.